Right guys, right, so today we're in the kitchen and we're going to be making protein pancakes. Very, very simple recipe, yet many people get it terribly wrong. They can look awful. Sometimes people put no water, no milk, nothing, and just a sludge. But fortunately we know how to make protein pancakes, and today we're going to be showing you guys how to make a good protein pancake with loads of ingredients.
Simple things are tasty.
Right, watch out. So, you don't have to put banana in them. If you're not eating as much carbs, then I wouldn't. Because obviously then you're pretty much eating all your day's carbs in one meal.
23 grams of carbs.
So I wouldn't put banana in it necessarily, because if you're going to use oats and whey, you can make it stick by using just an egg or so, and obviously then that's more protein than fat. However, I am having banana and I'm banging it in. It does make it more sticky. It makes it a little bit harder to cook because it'll make it stick to the pan more, but makes it taste amazing. Bang that banana in there. Get a good shot in there. And then the next thing we want is the milk. So we use almond milk unsweetened because low calorie and it's good for you. It's got lots of nutrients, calcium, or you could just use water. But when you do, make sure you know how much you're putting in, and make sure you be careful when you add water, gradually add it in. Otherwise if it goes all sloppy, that's not a winner because your pancake's going to be slopped. So I'm bagging in 200ml of almond milk, and no doubt I'll need some more water. I'll add a bit more water to make it the right
10ml over.
And 10ml over. Macros are ruined.
Chuck it away, it's ruined.
So you add that in, and then we then get, that's pretty much the ingredients right there. So we've got the whey, the oats, banana, and the almond milk, and that's it, okay? Simple. And then what we're going to do, take up the scales, put some elbow grease into it, and mash that bad boy up. In the ideal world, you would just cut it with some scissors or chop it, but fortunately, man's been training hard and he's got the power.
Because you use an electric whisk as well.
Yeah, our little associate here, so old fat boy, his fat boy apprentice, you could indeed. There we go.
But electric whisk.
But you don't need electric whisk when you got 4 arms like this. Right.
I was saying.
So
electric whisk would compromise.
So now you've got your pancake mix, and you know you've got flexibility, freedom to do whatever you want. Okay, so that's about a decent consistency. I'll probably add a little bit more water into it. Alright, but you can do whatever you want. You could cook it like that, and you can add some more low calorie, low carb fruit. You know, if you add some strawberries, 50 grams of strawberries is only going to give you what, about 15 to 17 calories, something like that. Or we've got blueberries. I'm going to add some blueberries, and to make it fluffy as well, what I'm going to do is add some yogurt. You can add some yogurt in there. Okay, if you add 0% fat yogurt, it actually makes it really fluffy. So you can add some of that. So we're going to do that right now. And we've got the orange for a special little twist to make it taste even nicer. Obviously it's again up to you how much you add. Obviously be sensible. So we've got 100 grams of oats, 30 grams of whey, and we've got a big banana. That's probably a large banana I'd say. And then we've then got 200ml of almond milk. So in this I'll be putting in 50 grams of yogurt. So anywhere between 25 to 50 is a good amount. And make sure the scales are on. Otherwise your macros get, we're not allowed to swear, are we?
Nah, I prefer not to.
Your macros go out the window. And you don't want that, Braz. You want to be hitting them macros all day long. And then the last thing we're going to do is, that's the point, chop up some strawberries. So you just quickly bang them in. So I'm just going to bang in, you know, if you, anywhere between 25 to 50 grams is a good amount. It will add volume to the pancakes as well. So if you're only going to use 60 grams of oats and you're not using the banana, and you're only using a bit of whey, say like 25 grams of whey, then you want to add some fruit like this, like strawberries or raspberries, at the end after you've mixed everything in, because it will add volume and size to the pancakes, and it will feel like you're obviously eating more, and then you're still getting shredded and think you're eating a lot of food.
How's it looking?
There we go. Just over don't worry about that, because that is literally probably 0.5 of a calorie. And then the last thing we're going to do, okay, and this is what I really like the taste of this, doing this. What you can do is you can use a nice big juicy orange. If anyone of you guys like eating bread and butter pudding, then you're going to like this. You can also grate apple into it as well if you want to try that. What we're going to do, grate this bad boy into it, because it's just all fibre, all the skin, that's all fibre.
Make it.
Gonna slow down the digestion. And there we go. So you just grate a load in, grate as much as you want in. I personally like it to taste really orangey and zesty. So I bang lots and lots in. Notice I'm not weighing it out, because fibre is non-digestible, and this is all skin, so you don't really need to worry about it, guys. And then it's a little bit thick, so it's a little bit thick sticking. I'll probably add a little bit of water.
Smells good, that.
Add it in gradually.
It smells healthy.
There we go. And just mix it in. Ah, perfect. Should feel quite nice and light, almost like when you're making normal pancakes. And these bad boys taste even better. And then the last thing we're gonna do, which we don't really normally do, but I'm gonna bang in loads of baking powder and see how big they can get. Use 3 level teaspoons of baking powder to 225 grams of plain flour. Be generous with it. Just add it in. There we go.
He's looking generous with it.
So now hopefully what's going to happen is these bad boys are going to rise. There we go. The most important thing, okay, and I've had people ask me this, or how do you make it like that, how do you make it look like that? You need a pan that is literally, it's basically brand new. You need a really good non-stick pan, because if the pan is scratched, pancakes will stick a bit, and when they stick, they get ruined. They're a nightmare to cook, especially if you put yogurt in it, because it's fluffier and stickier, and especially if you put banana in it, because again, it's stickier. Okay, and if you grate apple into it, it makes it even more sticky as well. So we need one of these bad boys, and we've got our spray. We'll turn it on, and let's get cooking. Bang loads of spray on, because it's going to stick. There we go. Get it nice and hot. Test it. Well, you can certainly taste the baking powder. But nonetheless, we'll see how it looks. These are gonna rise. These are gonna rise like fuck.
They'll be sprawling out of the pan, I reckon.
Probably. It looks like it's rising already. Lick the bowl after you've done it, guys. You've got to get all them macros in.
Well, that's good, man.
It still tastes good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The orange makes it taste lovely.
Fucking decent, that.
It does appear to be rising at an exponentially fast rate.
Don't use too much baking
Probably
powder.
wouldn't use that much baking powder. I'll probably weigh it out. People always make the mistake of playing around with it before it's like cooked sufficiently on the bottom, and then what? and then what happens? Yeah, is then it's just a mush. You have to wait until the bottom of it is quite well cooked. Okay, you want the heat on the medium heat, because obviously if it's high, it's just going to burn it. It's still going to be quite soft on top.
Medium
I mean, you want it. So then you want the bottom to be decent consistency and quite solid, so that when you go to scoop it up and turn it around, you can do it easily and doesn't all just mush into the thing, into this. And once if it does that, then it then becomes a nightmare to try and make it a good shape. It looks to be rising really nicely. Lots of air bubbles going on in there. These bad boys are going to be nice and big. So you can have a little test by going in like that. You can see it's still fluffy, but it's still too soft. But I've used a lot of mixture. I've used 100 grams of oats, you know, quite a lot of almond milk and yogurt as well, banana. So if you make smaller amount, obviously it cooks quicker, it's less thick, so it's easier to do. And also as well, this is getting thicker by about a centimetre every 10 seconds because there's so much baking powder. It is really sloppy, so we're gonna have a look. Oh my god, it's huge. I can confirm it has grown. It has grown so much, there's so much taken up by the pan that when I turn a bit of it over, it's still taking up a lot. So what you want to do is try and break it up into bits, but as you can see, it's quite a serious struggle. So I just put it underneath, and then sometimes you see it'll make its own shape as you pull it apart. But ideally, if you didn't put so much in and not as much baking powder as well, then you would just break it up like this and then make the shapes, then flip it like that. But really struggling there because there's just a lot of mixture.
I think this is like
so you have to go like that and then
fuck's sake.
So you just have to, there we go, you have to improvise, okay? Because we've got a lot of mixture here. There we go, you want to turn it over. And the thing is, if they have gone a bit sloppy, then it's okay because they just reform when you then put them back down. And there we go, they don't look too bad then. They're beginning to look like more of a normal shape. There we go. Still got air bubbles, but it's going nicely.
Does smell good.
Smells good. Tastes good. Now, in terms of how well cooked you want it, it's entirely up to you. I like mine really squishy. Okay, now they're generally not going to completely cook if you put half a pot of baking powder in them and loads of oats. Okay, so if it depends how soft you want them and how hard you want them. You know, if you cook them and overcook them, they get a bit dry. But I like them quite soft and squishy in the middle. But you know, you don't want it runny in the middle. So you can just keep turning them, keep track of how they're looking. As you see, I managed to make shapes out of them, and they're looking a more reasonable size now. They've just grown a little bit, looking more reasonable. Just push them down, cook it a bit slower, and then nearly done. And you then plate them up. Plate them up American style. Go for the biggest ones first. As you can see there, making a nice tower. Right, and you guys could top with clotted cream. You know, you could top them with cream. Then there we go. Voila. And I'm just going to put a bit of yogurt on them. Bang them back on the scales.
Does look alright.
50 grams of yogurt on the top with some blueberries. Just put them there. Stick them on. And voila! Then you feast, you put your syrup on, and you
I think those are bigger than your face.
And there we go! The Pancake Daddy. Here we are.
That looks good.
Pancakes get you lean, and they get you hedge. And then look how happy I am. I've got my protein pancakes, and I'm ready to eat them. Cake, loads and loads of Walden Farms on, shed loads, because it's calorie free. And here we go, off you go, you can mush them, and dig in.